Mic check 1 2 1 2. Checking the mic, checking the mic. See if everything good. What it do? It's your boy E2 coming back at you again on this live stream, talking about what we love, the Dallas Cowboys, of course. Let's see if we get some people up in here tonight to have a little conversation about this roster. What's going on, Lo? How you doing? Lola, you first to the head tonight? That's what's up. Control, what's going on, man? Let's get it. What's going on, Shay? How you doing? Cedric Jones, what it do? We're gonna talk about his 53-man roster tonight as people kind of just scurry along in here, and just go over what we think about this 53-man roster and some of the people that were sad that are not on this team anymore, or people that were glad that are not on this team anymore. So we're kind of gonna go um, all the way through this thing. Oh hell no, ain't no Chaz Greens on this roster no more, bro. You already know. Yes, blessings to you too as well, Big J. What's going on, brother? Welcome, welcome everybody in here. Shout out to my moderators. Um, how y'all feeling about this upcoming season? Are you feeling good? You feeling indifferent? You want to just wait and see? Like, what are your feelings right now about before I even get into what I think and when we talk about the people that are on this roster as opposed to those that are not? Um, there are a few players that I'm sad that are not on the team anymore, but and everybody it's funny because people were talking about how like a lot of teams were pressed to just get their own sign their own players back. But I look at it like this: no, they watching other teams. Understand the Dallas Cowboys team always is watch. We get our players poached more than any other team in the league. They grab our players all the time. That's how we lost Ridgeway before to the Commanders. Hell, we lost somebody else to the Commanders. Jabril Cox is with the Commanders now. They actually wanted Jabril Cox to come back on the practice squad, but he said, "Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and go do a fresh start, and I'm gonna go ahead and go over here with the Commanders." Parsons got an episode of A Football's Life. He's in the episode. Whose football life is it? Is it his or is it somebody else's and he just happens to be in it? What up, Frank? What's going on? Oh, really? How he got football life already? He not even. Normally, they give football lives to people that are like retired and no longer playing football anymore. I didn't even hear about that. That's interesting. Like, yeah, like that's normally like held for people that are retired and not playing anymore. Like for him to have one right now. What football life? He ain't even been in the league 2 seconds yet. Shit. He's still on his rookie contract. That's crazy. It's on the NFL app. Haven't watched it. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna search for it and see if I can find it. But watch they unless they release it on YouTube, they probably gonna have you pay for it. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the 53 man roster, even though I know you guys already know. I just want to talk about um, each position group and go from there. Yes, I hope so, Frank. I definitely feel different about this year, especially because our defense is playing and we have a new look offense. And I talked about on the last live stream when I was on my pedestal, when I was talking and I was explaining to you guys how different this offense is than it ever has been before because we are now officially free of all of Jason Garrett, right? You know, you got all the remnants. You don't have Kellen Moore anymore either. So you don't have anybody really under his coaching tree on this team anymore. It's all Mike McCarthy. So anything going forward is on Mike McCarthy. Now, first we're going to talk about the quarterbacks. We already know the quarterbacks: Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, and then this Trey Lance thing, right? So a lot of people feel some type of way. I've talked to some people about the exit of Will Greer. Some people are mad that Will Greer was let go and the trading of Trey Lance. Now, the interesting thing about this Trey Lance thing, and everybody's been up in arms about it because your boy, Jerry Jones, which, he loves controversy, right? We know how much Jerry loves to be in the media. He loves for everybody to talk about his team, right? And with that being said, there is a situation going on where this front office went and made this trade for Trey Lance and did not tell Coach Mike McCarthy nor Dak Prescott about it. If you was on DallasCowboys.com and you listened to Dak Prescott's interview, when they were talking to him about said situation, he was clearly frustrated, clearly, and he made a comment in reference to, oh, this is something you tend to get used to around here. Now, you could read between the lines when you could kind of read between the lines with that comment, right? So let's talk about that for a second before we even get into the rest of the roster. So we know Dak Prescott is the quarterback, right? Let's not get it Mr. Screwed at all, right? Dak, this is Dak's team, right? This is Dak's team. Dak ain't going nowhere. They still got to pay Dak um, his renewal contract. He has a no trade clause in his contract, and he has a no franchise tag in his contract. So they got to pay him regardless. Yes, it's Dak's team. Period. I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh, well, Trey Lance was here." Trey Lance couldn't even beat out Brandon Allen, sorry ass Sam Darnold, or Mister Irrelevant Brock Purdy. Those are the three quarterbacks over there with San Francisco right now. He couldn't beat none of them. Yes, Will Greer did get himself a job, and shout out to him. I'm happy for Will Greer. He's now with the Bengals. The Bengals went and scooped him up real quick. They was like, "Look, you gonna be our third cornerback real quick." You know what I'm saying? But my question is, why Trey Lance? Why? What are we gonna do with Trey Lance? Is Jerry Jones hoping that he's gonna someday be Dak's successor? Well, let's be honest with you. Dak got at least 6 more years left to play in his career. So That Niner offense isn't difficult, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not difficult. Because they run a standard West Coast offense. If Brock Purdy could come in there as Mr. Irrelevant and learn an offense and play very well, it's very quarterback friendly. So I don't know Trey Lance's story, right? And I'll be honest with you. Shout out to those San Francisco 49er fans that came in my comments and mentioned to me about how they felt about Trey Lance, right? Because us as Cowboy fans, right, we're focused here, right? We're focused here. We're focused on Dallas Cowboys. That is what we're focused on. So for the most part, we're not really thinking about any other team or what transpires with their players on that said team, right? So we're just thinking about what's going on here in Dallas. So they brought to my attention, and some of the Niner fans are basically saying that like Trey Lance is a good guy. He just got fleeced by um, the coaches, right? Shanahan and them didn't want him. They felt some type of way about him, whatever the situation was, right? Um, he may have had difficulty with some of the coaching staff, and he had a mental block. I heard something about his confidence was low, and it clearly showed on the field. And in my video when I talked about it when he got traded, I spoke on what his stats were and his four starts in his whole career in the few years he's been in the league. The fact that the Niners gave up so much to get him in that draft, to get rid of him for a fourth round draft pick was just it. So there are 49er fans that are upset about it. There's some of them that are like, all right, good riddance. Us as Cowboy fans, we don't know what to really think about this Trey Lance thing. And I'm tired of people keep saying, "Oh, well, I know why he's here." You don't know why he's here. None of us Cowboy YouTubers know why Trey Lance is here. We could talk about our thoughts and opinions on said situation, but there's none of us here that can say, "Oh, this is why he's here," because we don't know. You know why we don't know? Because God damn it, they didn't tell Mike McCarthy or Dak Prescott when they traded for this young kid. So what are we doing now? Dak Prescott being the true guy, the true selfless guy that he is, the true leader that he is, embraced Trey Lance when he came in. And and I'm sure that Dak will take him under his wing. But how is he going to develop? Where's the snaps going to come? He's not going to get any snaps, right? He's the third quarterback. This is the season starts now, right? The first game of the season is not this weekend, but next weekend. So where is his reps going to come from? Dak is getting all the reps, and whatever he don't get is going to go to Cooper Rush. So Trey is just going to have to learn visually, right? He's going to have to just blink and bat his eyes and look and try to figure it out. No, no, shit do change. I get that. It do. But what I'm saying right now, as of right now, that's what it is. Because what is he going to do? Yes, Cajun Cowboy. Good to see you, brother. Yep, we'll definitely wait and see how it all plays out. Jerry was wrong for not letting the head coach at least know. Yeah, at least let your coach know. Like, even if he didn't tell Dak, why didn't you tell Mike McCarthy? Like, and granted, you should have told Dak too, because Dak gets paid to know, right? Dak, this is Dak's offense. Dak is the leader of this offense. Damn that. You need to let both of them know. The fact that you left them in the dark, and now the media, is going to ask questions, and Jerry Smartass is just sitting there like, Oh well, I just started another controversy. This is a controversy you started, right? Because now you could potentially have bad blood between the quarterback and the coach, and within the ownership. You said Lance could be our future. This is the thing, right? How long is it going to take for him to develop? How come the Shanahans couldn't do anything with him? Shanahan is a pretty decent coach, in my opinion. Why couldn't he do anything there? How was he even going to develop here? This is really not. This is really. I understand 2 years, but what are you going to do after 2 years? His contract is cheap now. You're definitely not going to give him a fifth year option because he wasn't your guy. So what are you going to do after 2 years? Are you gonna trade him away again? Because if he doesn't show anything, you're not going to get much for him. The only way you're going to win in this situation by trading him again is us seeing better improvement in him. What are you talking about? Dak never developed. Are you serious? Can we go look at Dak's stats? Dak has developed, and Dak was not a first round draft pick. Dak was a fourth round draft pick, and I say this all the time. How many people in Dak's draft are still starting quarterbacks in the league? I would. Dak has done phenomenal. His first year in the league. Did we not go 13-3 that year? Did you not forget 2016? Don't start that shit. See, Jose, don't go start listening to this outside media bullshit and let that shit corrupt your mind about Dak, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you, you know how many teams right now would love to have Dak Prescott as their quarterback. I have fans that follow my channel of other teams, and they come to me and message me all the time on Instagram and stuff like that and say, "Hey, bro, I would love to have Dak Prescott as a quarterback." But we sit here as a fan base all with a shit eating grin all the time, like, "Oh, Dak is this and that." You know why? Because we're dumb as fuck, and we sit here and we listen to all of that outside noise about, "Oh, Dak threw all these interceptions." Dak had one bad year, one. Y'all act like the dude didn't have a compound fracture in his fucking foot. Y'all act like he didn't break his thumb on his throwing hand. Y'all act like he didn't lose his mother. Y'all act like this dude did not lose his brother from suicide. I know that this is football, but you got to understand these players are human, right? There's a human factor to this. And you might not give a fuck, but at the same time, understand that it's a human factor to this. And I said on my last live stream why this team has not been great over the years since Bill Parcells' era. You know why? Because we've been living under Jason Garrett, sorry ass fucking coaching for years. We ruined the careers of Tony Romo and Jason Witten and DeMarco Murray and rest in peace Marion Barber and all of them. Ruined their years off of fucking mediocrity in this coaching staff. Now, this is where it changes because you now have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Um, coach. Now, finally, Jerry is understanding that, like, let a coach be a coach because Jerry had his fingers too much into shit in the past, trying to run stuff. Even when even when Mike McCarthy got here, he was trying to run things. Oh well, we want Boy Wonder to call the plays. What? How you gonna hire a coach and not let him coach? The fuck? That's like you following my channel, but somebody else is talking on it and not me. You'd be like, well, where's E2? I thought it was his channel. That's what that's like. You're not gonna follow it if it ain't me. The fuck? Come on, man. Sometimes we just gotta use common sense. Exactly, Glimmerman. What's going on, Thomas Garrett? So, back to my initial conversation. Now, Dak has embraced the whole Trey Lance thing, even though they did not tell him, which they should have done. They didn't do. It is what it is, right? Although a lot of people don't have common sense. So, hey, look, it is what it is. It is. Where's Gina at? Um, what up, them boy? I just look at it like this. If we're gonna, oh, I'm about to get into that now. I'm about to get into that now. I had to. I started off with the quarterbacks, right? Um, okay, Lola. Um, I started off with the quarterbacks, and I stopped at Trey Lance because we had to talk about that whole trade thing, right? And the simple fact that um, yes, Willie, consistently, not just one or two times, consistently, Willie, you will get it, but you gotta earn it, bro. You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. You'll get it. Just be patient, bro. Um, I was gonna get to him. I'm gonna get to him too. I don't know about Noah. I mean, because when you look at his stats, he has no more stats than he's been just as a disappointment to the Dolphins as Joseph was to us. But I'll get to that. Jason Garrett was Jerry Jones running the team through him. He got paid well to run it. Yeah, well, you know what that is, man. That's that yes man bullshit. I'll give you that. He is a little better than Joseph, and I think that this defense could do something with him. Hopefully, we'll see. Molly Mall. So this is it, right? So we don't know why Trey Lance is here. All we know is Jerry Jones likes him, right? The intrigue of the young mobile. I think he's looking at the upside. I think he's looking like, oh, I have a coach in Mike McCarthy that could probably do something with him. But my thing is, how are we going to do something with somebody when they're the third quarterback? And I mean, he still got to learn the offense. But you said he's been on a cursing tirade since Friday. Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of 49er fans are mad that Trey Lance is gone, which goes to show you that some of this 49er fan base really like Trey. And I wish I had some more 49er fans in the chat that I can, kind of get there. Because again, I don't know because I'm not a 49er fan, right? I respect them. I do. I respect all teams. I have respect for all teams. But I speak the truth and speak on what it is, right? Oh yeah, yeah. I'll be at Mark's house on the Giants game acting the fool because it's gonna be the first game of the season, and we are going to be acting a fool. Yes, Trey is young, but why? Why has he not done anything, right? But you had a seventh round pick come in like Brock Purdy and go straight to the playoffs. How did that happen? What was the difference? That's my thing, right? Oh, I know his college film. I know what he did in college. We all know what Trey Lance did in college. That's the intrigue about him, right? But what happened after he got drafted? That's the point. That's the point I'm getting to. What the fuck happened between him being dominant in college and then getting drafted and dropped off the damn face of the earth? What happened? I just think Lance is a good pickup, even as a backup for now. Hopefully, a new place will help. We'll see. We'll see. But we got plenty more time to talk about it. Let's go further. All right, with the running backs. Of course, you got your number one running back. You got Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn, and a surprise keep, Hunter Lipke. I thought that Hunter Lipke was going to be a guy that got cut and then got put back on the practice squad, but I think that this team thought that other teams are probably looking at Hunter. So there's he got to make the roster. So we're just going to go ahead and start you off with four running backs. Now, Rojo, he's on the suspension list, right? So he's done for the first two games of the season. Now, whatever happens between now and the end of game two determines what happens to Rojo. I'm sad because I didn't get a chance to see what Rojo can do, right? I didn't get a chance to see if he can. I never seen him even do anything in practice. Little Mountain Deuce Vaughn gonna be something special. What's good? I'm home now. Just got back from on vacation. Got to the hospital. Check the next. That's good, John, that you got to go on vacation, bro. What I tell you before, man, live your life to the fullest, man. Do everything that you wanted to do in life right now. Take advantage of it, my man. Yes. I'll get to the practice squad too. Yeah, he's definitely in the practice squad. Um, I, I'm excited to see what they do with Lipke because we know one thing we know about Mike McCarthy when he was with the Packers when he had John Kuhn, that was his fullback, right? So maybe they can use Hunter Lipke like how he used John Kuhn back in the day. We'll see. Oh, appreciate you, Tom. Now let's get to the tight ends, right? We talked about Jake Ferguson. They actually have him on a depth chart over Luke Schoonmaker, which is interesting to me. I mean, I agree with it. I like the upside of Ferguson. I think that Luke just needs to get healthy. He needs to completely get that foot healed, which is going to take time, but he's still going to be active. So you got Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, and Peyton Hendershot. Those are the guys that's on the roster. Now, they cut McEwen and they brought him back on the practice squad. Of course, Mike McCarthy likes Lipke. That's his fullback. That's gonna be his fullback. Man, imagine Lipke out there. And they even said it because Lipke said that he's been practicing max protection, right? He's been practicing max pro. So they're gonna, and this is what they're gonna do, and this is the common sense thing that we talked about, right? And I got a lot of common sense. So I'm assuming that what they're going to do is, with the absence of Ezekiel Elliott, they are going to utilize Lipke a lot in pass protection with the help of Schoonmaker. So they're going to use both Schoonmaker and Lipke for max protection when they go empty sets. Oh, that's going to be interesting. I love weed is in here. I love weed. What up, I love weed? You mean you mean Super Bowl 211-24. I was like, what's 211-24? Super Bowl. Got it. Got it, I love weed. Appreciate you, brother. But he came in here strong with that though. He was like, boom, Super Bowl. Like, damn, we going to the Super Bowl? We going to the Super Bowl? Look, that's how you gotta say it. I want everybody to say for for now on in this season. Y'all know I'm the guy that do the voices, right? Y'all know I do. So I want everybody to say when y'all get ready when we get into this season, we start winning games. I want everybody to be like, "We going to the Super Bowl." You gotta say it just like that. Hunter will be our Moose Coon. Moose Coon, I like that. Get a shirt that says Moose Coon. Huh? Hunter Moose Coon. Oh, he definitely can block. Schoonmaker is a good blocker. He did that a lot in Michigan. So I heard Jonathan Taylor was talking to the Eagles. No, he didn't get traded. Not yet. This is the thing. The I told you before, Jim Irsay wants a lot. He's not getting rid of Jonathan Taylor off the cheap. So whoever get him, they going to the Super Bowl. No, but for real though, like I don't I think they're stuck with him because nobody is going to trade for all of that. We already know what Jonathan Taylor wants. He want that bread. He wants them coins. Dallas Cowboys ain't giving up them coins. You already got a $10 million running back that's on a franchise tag right now. You're not doing that. Yeah, he's stuck in Indy. He ain't going nowhere. All right, now to the wide receivers. Of course, your top three. You already know. Can Micah Parsons be better than LT? I'm not going to say necessarily better, but he damn sure can have a Hall of Fame career like that. CD Lamb, of course, your number one. And I call this one 1A. Brandon Cooks, Mr. Pilot Man. And of course, Michael Gallup. Those are your top three. Now, Jalen Tolbert is your four. Jalen Tolbert had a great offseason, had a great training camp, had a great preseason. I am proud of Jalen Tolbert. And I'm going to tell you two of the biggest reasons why Jalen Tolbert has stepped up. What up, Wiley? Two of the reasons why Jalen Tolbert has stepped up tremendously, right? In that offense that we were running last year with Kellen Moore, it's a very difficult offense. I ain't gonna lie. It was a very difficult offense. It was hard for young wide receivers to get. It was complicated. And I think that's why Simi didn't develop either. Because that offense was a lot. Now this year things are more simpler. The calls are different. You don't have to deal with those plays that have to wait to develop. Everything is Get it right there. I'm making simple. Shanahan and his dad have never liked black quarterbacks, and that came from Niners fans. So I done some digging, and so it's funny you say that, Willie. I heard that. I heard that. But I'm not gonna go into the racial thing. Y'all know I try to stay out of politics on this channel, and I try to stay out of the race stuff. But I heard that. I did hear that. I don't know what's true or not. Right? I'm not even gonna start going up here and start guessing. But what up, David Wiley? I don't. I don't know for sure. Coach trade didn't went down due to not being enough. Again, Taylor want the money. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna pay Jonathan Taylor that money. They're not even valuing running backs like that no more, as you can see. They're not. Even the ones that were sitting on the waiting list, they got 1 year, $6 million contracts like Zeke did. So they got veteran minimums, and that's all they get. Maybe with a little incentive here and there, but they're not getting over 10 mil. So all right, so Jalen Tolbert's your fourth. Your fifth wide receiver, Cavante Turpin. And then we rounded off with Jalen Brooks. Now, the Cowboys signed all of their they kept all of their draft picks. So yeah, and Jonathan Taylor should know that there ain't no money to go around. So he need to just play. You was wishing for Zeke to get cut. I know, right? They weren't gonna cut Zeke. And watch Zeke go over there and play very well for them. That's gonna make us look stupid. The closest team that'll give John Taylor that bag is probably Miami. Either them or the Cardinals. Because the Cardinals are tanking. Damn, Kyler Murray don't even want to play no more. But anyway. All right, so we got the wide receivers, right? We got our 6 wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin, and Jalen Brooks. Angela Brewer, what's going on? Yeah, Zeke gonna come back and he gonna run his ass off. I'm gonna tell you right now. He gonna be like, I told y'all, mother, I done cut my hair. I'm back in 2016, Zeke. Now, your offensive linemen, right? We didn't have a lot of offensive linemen this year. We normally go at least 10. I think we got 8. Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. Those are your starters right there. That's your 5. And you got 3 guys that are backups. Awesome Richards, which I like. I liked his development. TJ Bass, he did a really good job as well. And of course, Matt Walesko. Now, Matt Walesko is injured again with the subluxation in his damn shoulder, so I don't know what's up with that. And again, I think it's the opposite shoulder of uh, what it was before, which is probably not a good thing. Oh yeah, Belichick definitely going to utilize Zeke the right way because we damn sure couldn't do it under Keller. Well, we can't go 8-8 anymore because remember they added a game, so it would be 8-9. You can't go 8-8 anymore. What's going on, Landon? I'm good, bro. How you doing? Um, excuse me. Your defensive line: Demarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Sam Williams. But Sam need to get his shit together for he mess around and don't be playing no more either. Dante Fowler, Mozzie Smith, Jonathan Hankins, Osa Odiki-Zua, Viliami Fehoko, Chauncey Golston, and well, Neville Gallimore is on the I think is he on the practice squad? No. Neville Gallimore. I'm sorry. They kept Neville Gallimore too. Do you think we can sweep the Eagles? It's possible, but well, I'm gonna be realistic and say that we split with them because you gotta give the Eagles credit; they're a really good team too. Yeah, Williams gotta keep that head on straight. Now they have Micah, of course, under the linebacker list because you have a lot of defensive linemen, right? So they had to put him under the linebacker list for it to make sense. So as far as the linebackers go, of course, Micah Parsons, LVE, Damone Clark, and Devin Harper. So you're really short at linebacker, which is okay because you're long at safety. We haven't been this deep at safety, and I don't know, probably since the Ken Hamlin days. Cornerbacks. You got Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, Eric Scott Jr., Noah, and I'm not gonna say his last name because I don't know how to damn pronounce it. And big on me. And Sean Wright. Now, we just mentioned the guy Noah that we traded Kelvin Joseph for, right? So There's people that are like, all right, I'm glad Kelvin Joseph's gone. Other people was like, all right, well, let's give Noah a chance to see what he can do. We think that maybe our defensive team coaches can do a better job developing him than what the Dolphins did. Because for them, he was a bust. He was a first round draft pick, didn't bust a grade. So we'll see how that goes. But either way, nonetheless, Noah is here. Kelvin is there. Look at the safety section. Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, J-Ron Curse, Israel McQuamu, Marquise Bell, and Wanye Thomas. Some pretty damn good safeties. Now, both Thomas and Bell, young guys, you can slide them down in that box and play a little bit of linebacker and help out with the linebackers too. So that should help. And of course, your specialists. You got Brian Anger and you got Brandon Aubrey. Now, we cut the long snapper for whatever reason. I don't. You're gonna need a long snapper, so I don't know. Unless unless Anger is gonna snap the ball for our kicker is Brandon Aubrey. He made the team, Mr. Brandon Aubrey, the former soccer player. He is our kicker. No, they're keeping Bell at safety, but what they're going to do, they're going to utilize him as what they were trying to do with Overshow, right? So he's going to be like a safety linebacker hybrid type of guy. So yes, I'll be watching the game over there on week game one. I think we should be all right at kicker. Oh, they brought the. I didn't see the long snapper's name on the practice squad. When did they bring him back? Because I saw his Sieg or whatever his name was. He was on the cut list. Um. So yeah, that's the 53-man roster. Now with your practice squad, you got. Oh, you said today. Oh, okay. They might have added him because there's still one more spot, even with all these players that I have on my list. So as of what I know, um, offensive tackle Earl Bostic, they kept him around. Wide receiver Jalen Moreno Cropper brought him back. Running back Malik Davis. Cornerback CJ Goodwin. Now, he ain't going to be on the practice squad long because he's going to pop right back into special teams. He's their ace. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, Malik Davis, CJ Goodwin, safety Shelwick Redwine. I like that last name. Redwine? Oh, yeah, this defense is going to be crazy, bro. Tight end Sean McKeon. We talked about him being cut. We knew that they were going to do that. We knew they were going to do that because you're going to have all four of these guys, and they also kept Princeton Fant too, Noah Fant's cousin. They kept Princeton Fant too. Linebacker defensive end Tyrus Wheat. Offensive guard Brock Hoffman. They brought him back. That was good. He's a nice, strong offensive lineman. I like him. Of course, I mentioned Kristen Fant. Linebacker Malik Jefferson. Quarterback Josh Butler. Um, Defensive end Darrell Johnson. Tyron Johnson. Sean Harlow. No relation to Jack Harlow. Now, this one is interesting. They got Sean Harlow from the Giants. And they kind of switched, right? So Sean Harlow came from the Giants to the Cowboys. Oh man. And we lost Dennis Houston to go to the Giants. And Will Greer's with the Bengals. And then there's one last offensive lineman on the list, Alex Taylor Prelude. Now, I think there's one more spot still left, and I think that's what he was talking about with the long snapper. But I see that CJ Goodwin is on the practice squad. Now, he is your special team ace. So I don't see them not um I don't see them keeping him on the practice squad long. Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Is Parsons gonna do two positions, linebacker, rushing, quarterback too? I think they're gonna do the same thing they did last year, have him primary rushing, but they might do some things where they have him dropping the coverage to confuse the offense sometimes too. Sounds like we're gonna be the Hot Boys again. Oh hell no. Gina. Now I would say this. I noticed in the last preseason game, I didn't get a chance to talk about this. Uh Dak Prescott called the plays. So for anybody on this team, I mean, anybody that's a fan of this team, if you didn't think that Dak Prescott was the leader of our team, if you didn't think Prescott was in control of this offense right now, there you go. He called the plays, and it went well. It was almost like, and if you know Dak very well, he was calling the plays like as if he was really out there. And Will Greer was kind of like vibing to that. He was like, man, I like this. Dak called a good game for the first time him ever doing it, which lets you know that he knows his playbook in and out. You install it like a half a day. It just prepares Dak for what we're going to see in the season, right? Because we know that everybody kept talking about, oh, well, Dak didn't play in preseason. Okay, well, he didn't. So what? You saw that he's got command in his office. He's going to be fine. And even if they have a slow start, so the fuck what? Long as after like the first couple of drives, he's good. I'm good. I mean, he's been out there in training camp and his practices throwing the balls to his receivers. Yes, I know that it's on dead air, but still, that counts. To me, it counts as much as being out there on the field. You're still hearing the old nose and screams, and it's just like it would be in any other situation. Um, they Cook taking that. Well, I mean, Cook is the number two wide receiver, but I think, but like I was saying before, him and CD Lamb are like 1A, 1B. Come on, man. Give respect. Give respect to Michael Gallup, man. Don't throw Michael Gallup under the bus like that. Remember, we know what type of player Gallup is. He's that high point guy, that deep guy. Pause. Hope Dak don't make a lot of interceptions. That was too much last year. So we all know that. And we know why he threw a lot of interceptions. Y'all know, and I explained this before, John. Yeah, he's a toe tap guy. I like that. Love the toe tap guys. Like that's what I miss, man. Yeah, I miss Terrence Williams, man. That's what I miss too. Well, he's fully healed from that injury, right? It's been 2 years now. We gave him a pass last year because we know that when you tear your ACL as a wide receiver, you need to cut, right? Those are the biggest. That's the one position that you need everything in your legs, right? So he came back last year, rushed it. Remember, he still had to get off-season surgery to get some get cleanup surgery on there because he came back on it too early and he wasn't the same. Now with the emergence of Brandon Cooks, he doesn't have to go out there and grind so much like he did before. He can not necessarily pick and choose what he want to do, but as the time progresses, you have to move with it. You know what I mean? So I just look at it like this. I think this team pushed him out there too far. I mean, too much at first. They should have just, you know, did one thing at a time with him instead of just throwing him back out there because you have too much calls for something bad to happen, and you don't want that. We know how our luck is with these Dallas Cowboys. So you want Lady Luck to be on your side, not against you. Um, Again, Dak threw those interceptions last year. A lot of that was because those slow developing plays. How long did Dak hold that ball for last year? How long did he hold the ball for? He held the ball a lot. Why? Because the play calls that Kellen Moore were a lot of it. Not I'm not gonna say it's trash, but like a lot of it was just slow developing plays. Like you got to sit there and wait for it to play, and then there were balls that were going to exactly certain people. I mean, you know, what can I do? Dak gonna have a good year this week. Yeah, definitely, definitely, and that's what I was saying. Like, you don't have to deal with all that craziness and those unnecessary nuances that we dealt with before. You gotta worry about that. But again, like I said, with this new look offense and this defense, mm, I feel sorry for opposing offense. Oh man. Okay. Now Micah gonna be when his contract is up, he gonna be one of the richest players in the league. So I'll tell you this. That's my quarterback. We're gonna have a good year. And that's pretty much it. We're not gonna sit here and hold on. We're not gonna sit here and our defense is only good on paper. Only good on paper. Have you not been watching them in training camp and these even in these preseason games, right? It's the backup defense, but they've been applying pressure. Just imagine when you get the real guys out there. He said Jared Juhan. His name should be I Love Weed, right? Because he been smoking that shit. Talking about something they only good on paper. Who the hell? Where you been living under a rock or something? On the weed. Shay said, "What the? Hey Shay, I can see your face right now. What the? Like seriously, bro? This what you came up with? After all that, that's what you came up with on paper? That's it? I think people just say stuff just to get attention. I think sometimes they just want their stuff to be read, so they just say it so people so they can. You know what they do? They come in and drop a comment and just walk out. It's like dropping the bomb and then running off and then watching it explode. You said they're ranked number two, man. This defense number one. Eagles are right behind them though. They close. They very close. But I would say it's us, Eagles, 49ers, um, Commanders is like maybe like five or six. But I think I give the Commanders something because their defensive line is dominant. We're not gonna sit here and dwell on last year. Right, we're not gonna do it as we should not. This is a new year. The real games start the week after Labor Day, and we gonna get it in, and we gonna have fun. We gonna talk so much come week one. Now I'll say this right: the Giants are no pushover, and I know when I say that you have to separate yourself from the ignorant when you're talking about this team because you have half our fan base that are okay. So you have half the fan base that are just like homers and they don't have common sense. So when they talk about stuff, it don't make sense. Then two, you have people that are on the other hand, you have people that love it, but then they go back and say, "Oh well, the doubters, right? Those are the doubters." But but the real fans know what's going on. Yeah, Giants are not a pushover. The real reason why the Giants not a pushover is because ever since they got Brian Dayball, however you say his name, he has the ability to get these guys in places where they need to be. He can take Daniel Jones's level of quarterback play. He could take his level of quarterback play and take his strengths and make it. You said bald head, yeah, that's what it is. The bald head. Yes, it is sleepy time. It is. I'm getting ready to log off in a minute. But I just wanted to get some of this off my chest. So again, um, the The Giants ain't gonna be no pushover. I respect the hell out of Brian DeBall. I do. He's gonna have those Giants ready to play. And we cannot go as good as this defense is. We still can't go in there um, looking at a team and looking past the team. You know what happens when you look past the team? Y'all remember when we played Jacksonville last year at the end of the season? That was look. You want to get your ass whooped inconceivably because Jacksonville was ready that day. There's nothing scarier than a team that has nothing to play for. Remember we even the Texans played us. The Texans we still won, but the Texans played us tough. You can't go. I don't care if it's the worst team in the league. You can't go in there thinking that you're almighty. Just go in there, play your game, do what you need to do. Period. So, yeah. Giants, Cowboys, Eagles for sure be fighting for the taco. Hey, look, don't look. Yes, any given Sunday. Don't forget about the Commanders now. You know they got Sam Howell over there. They got Jacoby Brissett. They ready. They ready. they ready. I'll be at the Cowboys versus Bills game. I'll be wearing a Cowboys jersey. That's what's up, John. Live your life. Texas played everyone tough. They did. That Texas team was interesting to me. I feel like they don't have anything that they need to get stuff done, but they make it work. That's the most I'll make it work ass team I ever seen in my life. And of course, Eastside Harold ain't here to talk. So hmm, it is what it is. Some people be on that weed. I'm not gonna say shout out to him because I don't like Stephen A. Smith. Oh, John, prayers for you every day, bro. Any any last comments that you guys wanted to speak on before I end this? I had I actually wrote notes down tonight. This is the first that I haven't done that in a while. I normally do just so y'all know, I normally do a lot of my live streams verbatim, off the top of the dome. I just think of what I want to talk about and I just go from there. That's hard to do. A lot of people can't do that. Some people got to take cliff notes on everything they want to speak. I don't normally do that, but this time I came prepared. So now the book is closed. Everybody, prayers up for John Durden. Everybody in the chat right now, as always, prayers up for John Durden. I will be in the standing room section. The best. Oh, I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Those standing room only seats in the stadium, in AT&T Stadium. Yeah, those are um, those are legit. All right. So last thing before we log off tonight, I just wanted to say, um, we have what roughly 2 weeks left until the start of the regular season. Now, I'm trying to. I'm gonna be realistic, right? Yes, then boy kicks. I will see you next week. I will keep it realistic, right? We're gonna have fun. I want y'all to enjoy the game. Oh yeah, Chris Cantu, you'll enjoy it. Uh, I want everybody to enjoy the game, whether you're going to be at the game live or you're going to watch it on TV like us, or whether you're going to be logged into Mark Holmes' channel during his live stream during the game. I'll be over there. I want y'all to not get caught up into this outside media stuff. I don't want y'all out here listening to anything that these guys got to say about, oh, well, the Cowboys aren't this and the Cowboys aren't that, and they're not going to do this and they're not going to do that. Guess what? This is where you just be like, I'm not going to sit here and entertain that, right? Because all offseason we had to listen to that BS, right? Dak is going to be fine. These wide receivers going to be fine. These running backs are going to be fine. We're good. So with that being said, this meeting is adjourned. Yes, like Thomas said, don't listen to the BS. It get you messed up every time. Question: should I wear my white Witten jersey or blue Emmett Smith? Gotta repeat. Wear the blue Emmett. All right. Real football is back, baby. Yes, Lola, you have a good night as well. Um, Thanks again for everybody coming to the chat tonight. Shout out to all my moderators, man. John Durden, always a pleasure to have you in here, bro. Every day is a gift, man, and receive it well. Prayers up for you, bro. Real football is back, baby. Let's go. And of course, before um, the next game, I'll get uh, whatever you think is going to happen. We'll talk about that before. Appreciate it, Michael Parsons fan. Um, I what was I going to say? Yes, before the start of the season, we'll talk about the game, our game predictions, and what we're thinking is going to happen in the game. But the Cowboys got to come in there sharp because the Giants are not a pushover. No team in this division is a pushover. So let's get it out of the way. So with that being said, y'all, like, share, subscribe to the channel. It is your boy E2 Blue always. And when I say always, keeping it real.